Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Jeanette. It's so good to see you, honey. I'm doing well this morning. A little bit slow. I'm a little bit slow and everything's running a bit slow this morning. Oh. Okay, oh. Okay, I forgot to do one very important thing, and that was to put the cellular... Oh, come on. Wakey, wakey, come on. I need to move that over a tad. Oh, mucker. Good morning, honey. My old Wi-Fi is having trouble waking up this morning as usual. I've gone and put the cellular data on, so we're going to say good morning to Quincy, because hopefully he's out there. He's out there being able to watch and keep us company. And I want to say good morning to Bad Palm. I know she might be up, she might not be up. She's in New Zealand. So it's a little bit early for her, but sometimes she doesn't sleep too well, like a lot of us. How am I feeling today? A bit squeaky, a bit slow. How are you all doing? How are you all? Oh my gosh, where did that come from? I've been over here too long. How's everybody out there? We have snow on the ground. It is cold outside, and I don't have to leave the house. Yes! I could enjoy looking at it. This is one of those times I celebrate. Yes, it's very cold here too. I couldn't tell you how cold. I just know it is. And I see it starting to get light out already. You know snow? Well, that's good. We had ice first. We had, it started raining yesterday morning when I was on. Then it turned to little drops of little tiny balls of ice. Not hailstone, but it was coming down like rain, but tiny balls of ice. And then it changed to yes, that flu is terrible. It's rainy and dismal, honey. I'm sorry. It's not nice when it's like that. It's not conducive to feeling chipper when it's rainy and dismal. You've got the Japanese flu and the Aussie flu outbreak over there. A lot of people have died already. It's so sad. That is just so sad. Have they got themselves together with giving out the right? Several young teens have died. Oh, that's unusual. That is a very virulent, nasty strain, obviously. One young lady was 18. Oh, that's awful. That's awful. Have they got together with giving out the right vaccinations yet? No, it's not just affecting the old and the infirm, or even the young ones that used to. The flu is very bad, for the infants. She was from Scotland and wanted to be a midwife. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It really is. It's so sad. Now, yeah, it doesn't sound like they were prepared for something like that, but kind of surprises me that they don't have something on hand. In case of an outbreak like that, so that they can get the vaccinations out quickly. It is a lot of strain and there is already a lot of strain on the national health insurance, so, this is going to make it even more. Flu deaths have soared by 77% in a week. Oh my gosh, it's like medieval times. It's, that's scary. That is very scary. I hope that, now one of the things that people have asked me, what have I done to help turn myself, turn the corner and not be as, not be as sick or sickly as I was. And I think one of the big things has been, whenever I go out in public now, I wear a medical mask. There are a lot of people that are and I have the flu injection exactly. No, now over here they've developed, two types of flu injections. There's your regular flu injection, your run-of-the-mill flu injection, and then there's the one where they watch the strains, they watch the trends, and they try and they develop, a concoction of the most virulent ones, or the most predicted virulent ones, and that goes. Your run-of-the-mill is given once every so often now, and then every year you have this one with the concoction in it. Yes, it's worth paying for if you have to pay for it. Or mockery, it's worth paying for, to not, to be able to not get sick like that. Yeah, some people, even though they have the injection, they get sick, but not as sick as they would have done. I know I had a friend of mine, whenever she had the flu injection, she would get really sick. After she had the injection. But then for the rest of the year, for the rest of the winter, the rest of the flu season, she wasn't as bad. If she would get something, it would be more like a cold. It would run more like a cold than the actual flu. And so, it was still worth it for her to take it, to get the injection. But when I go out, I wear a medical mask. If anyone comes to the house, I wear a medical mask. And of course, in my bag, I have you're on thyroid medication. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on thyroid medication too. Yeah, thyroxine, levothyroxine is the same thing. The Vogue mask is not, and I will repeat, is not certified for germ control of any type. And that is from the company themselves. It's a particulate mask. And we're talking dust particulate. It is not, absolutely not certified for, any kind of germs or virus, bacterial or otherwise. So I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. A lot of people go for it because they're being vain. I will send you a message about it. Yeah. With the one I use, I'll show you the one I use. And there's a good way of getting this. I usually have, oh, there it is. I shall just get it. I always have one with me, close by. Because we never know when anybody, we ask people to let us know when they're going to stop by. But that doesn't always happen. So I always have one close by. So if anyone comes to the house, I can put it on straight away. Now, if somebody is sick when they come, they get one too. We ask them to stay away if any of the members of their family that they have been in contact with are sick, or if anyone that they have been in contact with has been sick, because it's just not worth it for me to get sick anymore like I was. Now, this is the mask I use. This is the type of mask I use. It's a medical mask. 11 tablets every morning. Yeah. You'll be rattling with that one. How do you have room for breakfast? That's one of my things, my fears. Okay, now a lot of people, one way of getting some of these, and especially to see if they work for you, is doctor's offices, hospitals often have these. That doesn't include your pain medication. Oh my gosh, Jeanette. Oh my goodness, girl. Now, doctor's offices and hospitals often have these at the front door or at the front desk. So, take you a little stack and use them. And that way you can find out whether, how comfortable you are with them. You can, it has to be a mind over matter. If you want to prevent yourself from getting sick and you have to go out or people come to your house, it is worth using these. I've had people that like the Vogue mask. And they like the Vogue mask because they're trendy because they look nicer. Well, I think I'd rather forego looks and be healthier and not risk, getting sick because I'm being vain. Isn't that the truth? When we turn 50, things just seem to go like out the window. Life like really turns upside down. Yeah, I figured you meant getting old. Especially when you said when you reach 50. I mean, that was obvious. Now these have that little bar in the top, so you can pinch it tight around your nose. Now there are companies in, I think it's China or Japan, that do print a pattern on these. I mean, I kept saying, in fact, I might still do it. I might search out a company that might do something like that. But I keep saying I'm going to put a big smile. I'm going to draw a big smile on this so that when I'm out, people know that I'm smiling. Yeah, the last 2 years you've got everything on mucker. I'm sorry, honey. It really is. It's 56. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be 50 something. I'm not doing the math right now this morning. But yeah, it kind of hit me the other day. I was like, oh my Lord. Emphysema, acid reflux, liver problems, common bile duct enlarged, gallstones, prostate, geographic, tongue, oh gosh, oh mucker. It's a right shopping list there, isn't it? I'm going to put that there. I might have to leave for a minute and let you guys talk among each other because my husband has a habit of overfilling my bubbler, and there's two problems. One is the floor level gets a bit chilly during the night, and that's where my line runs, and so condensation builds up from that in the line, and of course as oxygen flows through, it pushes the condensation through the line. I'm sorry. Oh, mucker, I can't say that out loud. But he's saying last night his man bit fell off. I hope that never happens to, honey. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so with the oxygen line, when you have a bubbler or a humidifier on it, that goes between the oxygen line and the oxygen concentrator. It has a level on it. It says, do not fill beyond, fill to the line. Well, my husband has this tendency to think that the more he fills it, the better it is. Well, that's not the case, because obviously what can happen is water will actually back up through the line. There was one time he filled it up so full that when he screwed it all back together and oxygen started flowing through it, I mean, water literally came shooting out of my cannula. Luckily, I was sat upright. Luckily, I was sat upright and awake when that happened. I swear he's going to drown me one of these days. So now I have liquid bubbling up in my water, and the water that you should use in any medical equipment is distilled water. Don't think that purified water is good enough or filtered water is good enough, because it's not, because it still has it has oh yeah, it does. It still has all the chemicals in it. And you'll end up with a crusty nose, trust me. It's not worth it. Plus, you get a build-up in the machine, and you get a build-up in your light. You can get build-up, around the inside of your bubbler, which you have to really wash. and I, once a month, I give mine a good soaking in water and peroxide. You have a mask for sleep apnea, yeah, Jeanette. Do you use do you need humidity with yours, or humidifier with yours? And if you do, make sure that you're using distilled water. Yeah, that's sleep apnea. You suffocate. That's called sleep apnea. Oh, mucker. That's called severe sleep apnea. I hope you have a CPAP or BiPAP. No, you don't use a dehumidifier. No, not dehumidifier. A humidifier. It's to make it. It attaches. It's all. It's using water with your machine. Yeah. Now, sometimes if the mask doesn't fit right, you can use. It's over here. I was going to have all this. Why tell you? Because really, what he should have done was have you ordered you or recommended to your doctor that you have a sleep study done. And through that sleep study, they would have, figured out how many times you stopped breathing in your sleep, and then you would have had on order a CPAP or BiPAP machine, so that you don't, suffocate yourself during that. I mean, that can cause you mental problems, old mucker. just so you know. Well, that's, old mucker, if they're not doing anything to help you, then that is where you have to take up and be your own advocate. 32 times in an hour, oh my gosh. Jeanette, that's awful. Okay. For your mask, if you find that it's not sealing good enough around your face, you can actually use wipes, baby wipes, the unscented ones and the ones for sensitive skin. And alcohol should not be within the first few ingredients. In fact, if it has no alcohol in it, that's the best thing to use. It's the baby wipes without alcohol in it. But they're very hard to come by. So alcohol should be towards the back end of the ingredients that it's made of. And then you wipe around your mask. And it helps give the mask that tacky bit so that it sticks, you know, around you. I mean, you can see with my face this morning, I fell asleep face down. I'm surprised. I mean, I woke up and there was messages on my machine. The alarm had been going off on my machine. I didn't wake up. My husband obviously didn't hear it, or he didn't bother waking me up. So, yeah, you really should sort out the sleep apnea. Old mucker, because it is a very dangerous thing. It can cause heart attacks, it can cause stroke, it does cause you, you know, problems, mental problems, because cognitive problems, I should say, because you're depriving your body. Well, what's happening is your body gets deprived of oxygen. Now, the thing is on my car, okay, you're sleeping on the sofa with the TV on now. You might not realize that you're stopping breathing in your sleep. And if you're not waking up because if your body is not kicking in and saying, wake up, you ain't breathing, that can really lead into a very dangerous thing. Very, very dangerous. So you really have to get that looked at and dealt with, honey. It's really not something to mess around with. It really isn't. And you will probably find that after using the BiPAP or CPAP machine, you will find, yes, it is. It's very common. You will find that your mental fortitude is a lot better. Good morning, permaculture. Good morning. It's so good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a good day. We're talking about sleep apnea right now. Yes, that's another one of the symptoms is always being tired, always being exhausted, falling asleep when in the times that really you should be awake, never feeling refreshed when, after having a sleep. You think, you really should have a one of two things done. Either a sleep study done or an acid flow test done. And I will go for the sleep study, because although you'll have electrodes stuck to your head and what have you, it's a lot more comfortable than having the acid flow test. The acid flow test, they put a little sensor down, and that senses whether you have acid flowing back high enough that it drops down into your lungs. Yeah, you need your oh my God, you poor old bugger. You have a busy night, don't you? So how are you doing this morning, permaculture? How's your day starting? Yeah, that's the pH thing. That's to test the acid, to see if the acid is coming back high enough that it can get down into your lungs. It kind of hangs right, I think it's right about here. Because in your esophagus, you've got your good afternoon, Scotty. Beat me up. What you have is you have your esophagus that goes down to your stomach where your food goes. Then you have your windpipe that goes down into your lungs. They are side by side. And at the top of those there is a flap. And when you swallow, the flap goes down over your windpipe to stop any food from going down in there. When you breathe in, the flap opens up so you can get air in. Now, with acid reflux, if it gets that high, it just flows over the top. There's no stopping it, because you're not actually swallowing, so you're not going to close down that flap to stop anything from going down into your lung. They gave you a watch type thing to wear at home. Oh, wow. Now, see, that's another thing. They've come up with all these new modern sensors, but there are still those occasional ones like the pH test sensor down, your esophagus. And that's exactly where the pH sensor hangs. It hangs right around here, where the flap is, to stop stuff from going down into your airway. That's okay. You walk a lot and you do juicing. Good for you. Good for you, permaculture. That is true. You are what you eat. You have to be very careful with what you put in your body. I mean, you can't expect to put, stuff that's hard for your body to digest, and stuff that's not healthy. You can't expect to stay on top of everything. That is so true. I am so glad that it works for you, permaculture, and eventually everybody's going to come back to the old ways, of eating fresh rather than eating a lot of the fast food. I mean, I can make fresh food fast food quite easily. Thank you for stopping in, and have a wonderful day, permaculture. Keep going, kidda. Keep going. Well, yeah, I don't like hospitals and dentists either. I mean, I'm passing out afraid of dentists, so mucker, but you gotta do what you gotta do to stay healthy. You eat a lot of pies, but you don't look like one yet. That's funny. Bye for now, permaculture. Thank you so much, honey. You have a good day, sweetie. Oh, I'm passing out afraid of the dentist. But, you know, I'd rather have good teeth, which is, you know, something that I'm afraid of right now. You know, I mean, I have to go. I have to get my teeth sorted out. Because unfortunately, due to the steroids, the antibiotics, the breathing treatments, and that period of time where I was so sick, you know, I really wasn't able to look after myself too well. And brushing my teeth kind of went to the, you know, to the back of taking care of myself. Yes, they do. They do. Yeah, I know you're sorting out your own teeth one by one, but I can't do that. I can't do that. So I see we have a few people that are watching, and I would like to say good morning to them. It doesn't tell me who you are that's watching, but come and join in the chat if you can. And Anne, if you're out there, good morning, honey. What else are we missing? Missing Norma. Good morning, sweetie. Hopefully one of these mornings we'll kind of meet in the middle with our timing. William, good morning, honey. Good morning. Well, yeah, but you see that you say that you won't take your pills. Now, how can they help you? That's probably why they're not doing anything to help, because they know that you're not going to do what you need to do in order to help yourself. No, I don't have it. I mean, I couldn't do it either, Jeanette. I couldn't pull my own teeth. I really couldn't. I guess if the pain was really that bad. Good morning, Quincy. Good morning, honey. Good morning. How are you? Have you finished today? Are you able to leave early today? Or on time today? So, okay. We're going to do... thank you, Quincy. So we're going to do some stretching again. We're going to keep up with this. Yes! Good for you. Good for you. Okay, so we're going to put our arms out to the side. We're going to keep working on our upper torso for a little while. And we're going to hold as long as we can. Yeah, I've managed to, I've built up a high pain threshold too. But when it comes to the pain that's, you know, comes from teeth, though I must admit, I've not had any tooth pain, which kind of surprises me, considering I've had one tooth that's broken vertically already. I've had it rebuilt years ago. And release. And then we're going to bring the right arm up and reach for the sky. Feel that stretch. And again, this helps to keep us supple, helps to stop us from freezing up. It helps your ligaments, Helps your muscle and also helps your core. Hold as long as you can. And then release. And then we're going to lift up the left arm and reach for the sky, your arm at the side of your ear. And hold up as long as you can. These are exercises that anybody can do, whether you're sat up, stood up, in bed, not in bed. Even if you're laid down, you can do these exercises because you're not reaching behind you. You might have to, if you're laying down, bend your arm slightly over your head so you're not hitting your arm on the wall or on the bed head. And release. And I'm going to bring both arms up at the same time, which is the one I have trouble with. Yes, oh my God, there are some people out there that the pain receptors just don't seem to work the same as everybody else's. I knew of somebody who, even after a traumatic car accident, and severe brain injury, got up and was walking around. There was another time he got his fingers caught in a conveyor belt, didn't even feel it, and down. It was really sitting there going, woo! Tooth pain is the worst. That is so true, Quincy. And out in front, shoulder width, high. Try and keep your shoulders down once I remind myself to do that. Keep that stretch. Doing good this morning, Scotty. Wife pain is the worst. Oh, mucker, you're bad. It could be. And we're going to go straight up with your arms above your head and feel that stretch. And hold as long as you can. There's no bouncing, no twisting, no bending. And if anybody's coming here to looking for serious, you're on top of the world. It's good to hear that. Oh my God. If you're coming in here for some serious stretching like yoga or anything like that, that's not what we're about. We can't do that stuff right now. There's a pill for that. Oh my God, that is so true. Wife pain, there is a pill for it. And for husband pain too. And arms down and relax. Now at this point you might need to roll your shoulders a little bit just to help them relax out. So we're going to roll back and then we're going to roll forward. Okay, and cross your body, reach your arm, right arm across your body, hook with your left arm and hold. And feel the stretch. If you don't feel the stretch, pull in a little bit more with your left arm. You go into your office and stay there, it's peaceful. Yeah, I come into my room. Husband pain can be quite painful too, you know. So we can always turn that one around, can't we, Jeanette? Wife pain indeed. And relax. And then we're going to bring the left arm across and hook with the right arm. and feel the stretch. And remember, whenever you're doing these, sit as tall as you can, stand as tall as you can to keep your rib cage open. And breathe at the same time. Try not to strain as you breathe. Try and relax into your breath. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention is one thing that's helped me is whenever I go high, I carry and relax, and then roll your shoulders. I carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer. I never thought I would be that person. I mean, I was never one for worrying about germs or anything like that. But now I've had to be. So I carry a bottle of hand sanitizer with me wherever I go. And anything that you can think of that another human has touched is carrying germs. And you have to be particularly careful in, flu season. Because a flu is not just transferred by somebody coughing or sneezing, it's also transferred by touch. So if they've had their hands around their mouth or, their face, sneezed into their hands, they go and touch something else. You go and touch that something else and then bring your hands to your face. You stand a high risk of catching that. So, in your own home, if anybody's been over, you can go around with, the Clorox wipes or something like that. I mean, I don't go that crazy. Or you can spray with disinfectant. Anything that, another person has touched, that's, from outside your house. Definitely while you're out, be conscious. I mean, don't go crazy. You don't have to be a total germaphobe, but just be thoughtful about what you touch and bringing your hands to your face. I use a lot of hand sanitizer. Yeah, you can't beat good old Dettol. I miss Dettol. I miss the smell of that. Isn't that weird? That's something that I grew up with. Yeah, saliva spray from talking. That is so true, Quincy. That is so true. And that is why I always wear one of these around people. Because you never know. And if I have to wear the trilogy while I'm out in order to keep walking, I don't really worry about other people, because you can't put a medical mask over the mask from the trilogy, because there's vents in the front for you to be able to exhale. So I don't really worry, because people look at me and they have a tendency to stand 10 feet back. So it's like, keep doing that. That's good. Good morning, Faye. I was thinking about you this morning. Good morning, honey. I hope you're having a good day today. You have a spacesuit on in winter and everyone thinks you're going to a fancy dress. That is so funny. Good morning, lovely kid in Japan. Good morning, everybody. Japan's in the house. Good morning, Japan. Yes, you do have to be careful, especially with a compromised immune system, William. You really have to. And it's like even with lupus, things like a simple cold is never simple. It never stays a cold. Oh, thank you so much, Japan. You are so cool. You are so sweet and kind. Thank you. I didn't do anything this morning. I just woke up. You know, I mean, that's anytime you have a compromise. Oh, thank you guys. Come on now, enough. You're gonna make me blush. Anytime you have any kind of anything that's compromises your immune system, you really have to be careful. I wouldn't say go crazy to the point of isolating yourself. You know, don't be a total germaphobe. Just be thoughtful. Just be conscious of what you're doing. And I can't stress. Keep these on hand. You need to... I nearly read that out loud from Mucker. Okay, I hope everything comes out. Hope everything comes out well. Oh, Faye, thank you. Oh, Japanese mask. I think I'm going to make some designs. Very bad, don't do that very bad connection stuff. I think I'm going to make some designs to be printed on these. I know there are companies out there that already do that, but I would like to do some of my own. I keep saying I'm going to draw big, huge red lips in the shape of a smile. So people will see them. They'll know that I'm smiling. Yes, that is so true, Quincy. There are good germs in the crowd of bad germs. That is so true. And I think we have to realize that you can... Am I still connected? Oh, don't disconnect me. Come on, be nice. Be nice, be nice, be nice. I think what we have to realize is there is a possibility of over sanitizing ourselves. And I think that's what's happened over the years, because if you look at everything that we use, it's antibacterial this and antibacterial that and antibacterial the other. I mean, I've never used to use antibacterial soap. You need that stuff on your skin in order to help keep your immune system working. But saying that, you have to be conscious of what you're putting your hands on and where, you know, you put your hands after you touched other things. Well, good. I'm glad you wear them too, Faye. Oh, you were thinking about drawing a smile on the mask too. See, I'm not the only one. Yes. Yeah, see? We think alike, Quince. We think alike. A lot of people kind of like look at me like I've got two heads. You know, because they're like, well, you walk around with hand sanitizer and you wear a mask. And it's like, yeah, because they're common sense precautions. On the other hand, I'm not going to over sanitize and use antibacterial everything, because that's not helping. Your Japanese friends use it covering. For covering the face without makeup on. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That's like putting your head. Anyone got cast? Anyone windy today? That's like putting a hat on your head to cover a bed head. Wearing a medical mask to cover up the face when you don't have makeup on. That is just so funny. I've never heard of that one, Japan. Oh, that is so funny. Yes, that's one of the worst places to go is a doctor's office. Because people are sitting there coughing and spluttering and what have you, and it's like, oh. And it's so funny, people look at me when I wear when I have a medical mask on, and they kind of have a tendency to like go, and they look at you as though you're the one that's got something that is, I've got a bedhead right there. Come on, flatten down. As though we have something that they might catch. And I'm going to make a t-shirt. And I'm not going to tell you what it going to have on it, but because I'm going to sell the t-shirt, but it will be up for sale. And I think a lot of people will like it and find it funny. You have a compromise system too, Faye. Why did I call you Amy? Because I'm thinking about my niece. The Japanese have it right with the masks, yeah, wearing the masks all the time. But they're also wearing the mask, Faye, to cover up not wearing makeup. Quincy. You fit just right in there, honey. He's going to have your beautiful face on the t-shirt. Well, you just never know, Scotty. You just never know. You just never know what I might come up with. Well, good. I'm glad they're helping you. Because with your stroke, you do lose a lot. Oh, you are so welcome, William. I know you were feeling, I know that place that you were at. You have been through so much. You really have been through a lot lately, and I just hope that now that we found out the reason why, and that you can get the right help. Yeah, I do know you, Quincy. I do know you, Quincy. See, I knew you'd fit in with this crowd. They're a good bunch, they really are. And they're all beautiful souls. I mean, I can see you all just all shining. Nice and bright. Even you too, William. I know you're not feeling like you're shining nice and bright, but you really are. You really are. Ghost, good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see you. Welcome. You always blame your wife in the supermarket. Oh my God, that's a good one. Good. So how's your morning going so far, Ghost? How's your day going so far, I should say? We have people in the house from Japan, from the UK. You're doing better. I am so glad. I am so glad. Yeah, we have good days and bad days through Jeanette. Now, are those good windy days or bad windy days? You are so welcome, Ghost. Sam was in yesterday, William, and she was doing well, but she hasn't been in today. She hasn't been in this morning. Oh, Ghost, we are honored to have, thank you, but we are honored to have you here with us too. And I am truly honored that you've actually stopped in. You broke your oh no, Quincy, how did you manage to do that? How did you manage to do that? Could you send it back and get another one? I mean, would they replace it? Yes, Scotty, blaming the dog is always a good one. It's always a good one. I can't do that though, because our dog doesn't. So I guess I'm lucky. The only time she does is when she needs to go. Yeah, that's the only time she does is when it's out of warranty. Oh, Quincy, you were enjoying that so much. Yeah, dogs fart do stink. Well, I'm proud to say mine's a little lady. She really doesn't. You really enjoyed that, Quincy. Could you get yourself another one? Quincy, have you seen what's called the slate? You might like that. My mum bought me this slate for Christmas. I now need to get, there's only one thing I need to get to go with that, and that's the stylus. It would be difficult to repair. Yet sometimes things like that you're better off buying. Oh, lovely Japan. Sweet dreams, honey. I haven't really read any books in a long time, Japan. I want to get back to reading books. Part of my problem is that I have a tendency to fall asleep after the first few lines. Even going through my old recipe books and herb books, aromatherapy books and gardening books, I'm having to try and read them while I'm stood up. But then I still do this, I still, my eyes go cross. I'm dyslexic too, so it makes it difficult to read, but I still keep trying. Yes. Yes, try Audible books, huh? Now I have to do that. I'll have to do that. I mean, my brain does wander. My mind wanders a lot. Oh, you're so welcome, Japan. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not giving up. I used to love reading. I'll get there. Yeah, sweet dreams, Japan. Lots of love, honey. And give your hubby a hug from all of us. Well, the ladies, anyway. I guess the men would do a high five or a shake the hand or something. So I'm just backing up here. Well, that is so true, Scotty, about your dog. That is so true. Nobody would believe you if you blamed the dog. She is so sweet. You're welcome, Japan. I can just see that. I can just see that with you, Quincy. But 4 or 5 books? I mean, I can see you going through a lot of books, but 4 or 5 books in a few days? My goodness. My goodness. I'm lucky if I get through 1 book in a week, and that's a thin book. But I find that, now, I did find quite by accident that using a black light to read by really helps, and it stops the words from floating around on the page. Sweet dreams, Japan, honey, sweet dreams. It actually stops the words from floating around on the page. Because the words with dyslexic, the words really do take. Aw, thank you so much, Ghost. You are so sweet. Thank you. The words do actually kind of float around. It's really odd. I don't know how to explain it. I could be reading and then a word or a couple of words from one sentence will either drop down into another sentence or it floats off into a, it's the words just don't stay in the right place. They move around. But with a black light, they don't seem to do that. They do actually seem to pop off the page, but they stay in the right order. They don't mix up. It can take me sometimes 3 or 4 times reading the same sentence before it makes sense. Your daughter really struggles with it? Oh, bless her. Try the black light. Yes, and try using a straight edge. That is so true, Quincy. That is so true. I found another thing that helped is putting a piece of plain paper above the sentence and below the sentence. So all you're seeing is the sentence that you're reading. Yeah, please do, Faye. Because she may find that it helps her. I know a lot of people with dyslexia have found it helps. It was something I found by accident, and then a few years later, I read about it somewhere online. I can't remember on which article. Yes, and purple paper, writing on purple paper helps too. That is so true. I don't know what it is about that color, but it works. It really does work. And as Quincy said, using the straight edge works, and also putting plain paper above and below the sentence, so you're only seeing the sentence that you're reading. Your eye is not on, your brain is not distracted by other sentences around. That also helps as well. I really got bedhead this morning. Stay down. Doesn't matter. So, what you see is what you get. Okay, we're going to do some stretching again. We've only done 1 set this morning. Come on, we're slacking. And arms out to the side, and we're going to hold as long as we can. No bouncing, no twisting, no bending. Hold your core as tight and as high as you can. Yeah, that's so true, Quincy. And remember to breathe nice and slow and deep. And relax. And then we're going to bring one arm, your right arm, the side of your head, reach for the sky, or for your headboard, whichever direction you're going in. Feel that stretch. Hold as long as you can. We're not about no pain, no gain. That's not what we're into here. We suffer enough. These exercises are designed to help us, not hinder us. Okay, and left arm up, reach for the sky. And again, remember to breathe, sit tall. Okay, Scotty. Thank you so much, honey. Reach high. And relax. And then we're going to bring both arms up, round the side, and as high as you can. If you can, oh, see? I brought my arms a little bit higher this time. This one has been a difficult one for me for a long time, so doing these exercises is slowly helping to stretch out the muscles and the tendons again, and to bring back my range of motion. And relax. Bye, Scotty. Take care, honey. Mwah. Lots of loves. And roll your shoulders. I think we're going to roll our shoulders a bit more this morning. They're a bit tight. I'm actually waking up, finding I'm waking up with my shoulders around, tense around my ears. And I'm trying to figure out a way of stopping that. And I think just trying to get the muscles to relax and the tendons to stretched out a bit more will help. And relax. Okay. Arms straight out in front of you, shoulder width apart, shoulder height. If you can, if you can't, bring them as far in and as high as you can to your shoulders. Level with your shoulders, I should say. And you're going to hold them out and you're going to hold it there. And again, relax and breathe. It's important to breathe. And hold. And then from there we're going to bring them straight up as far as you can. If you can't bring them straight up, that's fine. Bring them up as far as you can. And hold. See, that range of motion, I can bring them closer to my head. But I'm feeling it down my back. And relax. And again, we're going to roll our shoulders to relax them out. You know, I was watching, I came across a video from the 80s. With all that, the aerobic exercises they used to do back then. Oh gosh, it brought back so many memories. Oh, with the ankle socks and the cuffs around there, and the matching exercise tights and leotard and all that. It's so funny. Come on then. Somebody's come to say good morning. You go say good morning? Yeah. You see the people? See the people out there? She says, no, not looking. It's a camera. Okay, we're going to bring the right arm across and hook with the left. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Slow down. So I see. And relax. And then we're going to take the left arm across, hook with the right arm. If you don't feel the stretch, pull in with your left arm slightly. But not much. We're not here to hurt ourselves. Marie, honey, good morning. It's so good to see you. We're just finishing up our second set of stretching. And then relax. And again, Roll your shoulders to help relax them out. And forward. Oh gosh, it's clunking as I roll. I've got a clunk in the body. There we go. And relax. Good morning. Well, sometimes you have to do that, Marie. Sometimes you just need to walk away because it can get a bit overwhelming and you can kind of get sucked into a lot of the stuff that goes on. I try and stay away from it. You took the break because of your back. Yeah. Yep. It's one of the bad things about it is getting sucked into a lot of the stuff on YouTube is you end up sitting a lot and you end up forgetting about your posture. I have a tendency to fall asleep. Yes, good for you, good girl. Good girl, that's the best thing to do. That's the best thing to do, honey. That's what I do too. But yeah, I have a tendency to doze off. I could be watching videos and I can get to a point where it's like I end up going into a zone and I doze off. I don't realize I'm falling asleep and I doze off. And I end up all crunched up like this. And I wake up with this ringing in my head. My back hurts. My head hurts. My neck hurts. It's like, what did I just do to myself? So now what I do is if I'm going to be working at the computer for any length of time, I go through sitting and standing. I change my position quite on a regular basis. And I found that's also helped my back too, Marie. And also when I'm sitting, having the proper support. Yep. But and the reason for that, Marie, the reason why you found you need your oxygen more when you're on YouTube is one, the way you sat. Oh, sweet dreams, Quincy. Sweet dreams, and thank you for stopping in, and I hope you will continue to keep stopping in. I love you, honey. I love you. Right, you usually only use your oxygen while you're sleeping. When you're sat and you're watching YouTube videos, you start to relax. And as you start to relax and you start getting drawn into, the videos and just keep going and if you have a playlist, going through your playlist, even if you just sat clicking on, the different links for the different videos, you start relaxing. And when you start relaxing, your breath rate slows down. When your breath rate slows down, you don't breathe in as deeply. And then that slows the amount of oxygen that actually goes through when your oxygen deplete like we are. Yes, anxiety will also raise your need for oxygen too. Stress and anxiety will raise your need for oxygen too. So it's what can I say, Marie? It's just not worth it, honey. It's just not worth it. I take the stance if I've not been hurt. I will talk to the horse's mouth, so to speak. and find out their side of it, because a lot of what goes on is good for you, Marie. Good for you. Good for you, honey. That's exactly what I do. You know, anyone that's like that, I ignore. I don't get involved. If they try and involve me, or if it's somebody that I like that's having a problem, then I'll go and talk to the person themselves and find out exactly what happened. Because I often find that what people are saying is not exactly what happened. So it's there's a lot of misunderstandings that could have been avoided. And those people that come in just to be a pain in the asp, or to be asps, are just not worth dealing with them. It really isn't. It's just best to ignore them. But we are very fortunate in here. We have a lot of beautiful souls. We have a lot of beautiful people. And I don't know if you saw Marie. She's actually curling up right now. But look, our little girl came to say good morning. Really, Marie? See, I don't know anything about that. So, I'm oblivious to a lot of what goes on. I really am. And I'm just so happy for that. Yeah. She's here. She says, good morning. She's just waiting for her pappy to take her for her walk, aren't you? Eh? Yeah, good girl. Yes, you are. She says, I can see I'm on that camera thingy. I can see myself over there, so I'm going to hide. I really don't like being on there. You know, hiding underneath Mom. She's like, oh, Mom. Oh, Mom. What's that? Is that Dad? Is that Dad? Did you hear Pappy? Did you hear him? Did you hear him? Yeah. But I understand what you're saying, Marie. I really do understand. She is. She's a very good girl. Oh, Mucker. No, Mucker. Now, be good girl. Come on, right paw. Good girl. Left paw. Come on, left paw. Good girl. Yes. And then go out. It's so cold out, we're having to put 2 coats on her. And before anybody shouts at me, the Toy Fox Terriers don't have an undercoat. And they don't build up a winter coat. I never thought I would be putting coats on a dog. But I have to. Hey! Hey, little one. You girl, baby, you play. You. Okay, now quit it. Alright, going underneath? Yep. Alright, good girl. Yeah, I know. She's like, oh, Mom, I gotta go. Ready? Good girl. Quickly, again. Okay. Yeah. Okay, ready? Right paw? Good girl. Underneath? There we go. Alright. Good girl, Annie. Alright, off you go. Go on. Go with Pappy. There you go. Good girl. Oh, God. Oh, no, Faye. Oh, I hate those kind of surprises. Anyway, oh, Bucker, I hate those surprises. My old cat has been, she leaves us surprises, and it's not nice. It's not nice at all. Luckily, I, because I have night lights on, because it's so dark. There's no lights that's shining through the window from outside, so we have night lights on. Plus, we put night lights on for the old cat. But she's getting blind to the point where she doesn't even see the night lights anymore. So I can see the little dark shadows if she's left any surprises. So I'm careful of where I step. I always check. Yes, unfortunately, when they get to being old, we have to make allowances for them. 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh my God, oh my God. 4 a.m. in the morning, squidgy between the toes. Ew. Ew. That's horrible. You poor devil, you. Okay. Little Gizmo hates winter, yeah. Annie, when she was younger, she enjoyed playing in the snow. And then one day, I think she must have got some, have the antifreeze, the stuff that they put on the roads? It burns their feet. And then that was it after that. Now, her feet tend to freeze. And she'll be stood there, she'll be picking one foot up, and then she'll pick the other foot up, and she's trying to pick her feet up off the floor. And so my husband has to pick her up and hold her feet until her feet warm up. I say it's like she has Raynaud's in her feet. He has arthritis, yeah. That does make it very uncomfortable for them. You chase someone down the street in your underpants, oh my Lord, oh Mucker. I bet that was a sight to see. I bet they never came back to try and get in your car again. Yeah, we have to be careful with her, for if the snow packs up underneath her, in between her feet, because it really does affect her. I could not imagine you wrestling somebody to the ground in your underwear. Oh, sorry, I just got a picture. Oh my Lord. gosh. Oh, I have a very vivid imagination sometimes. It's I got a picture of this toothless cartoon guy with an old man underwear that's too baggy. Oh my gosh. Oh dear me. Oh gosh. Oh, do you know, my husband once did that to me, Faye. I wasn't in my underwear, but I was in my PJs. I went and sat with my dog on the front doorstep, and my husband was leaving the house, and I said to him, don't lock the door. This is as he's walking out the door. I said to him, don't lock the door. He said, okay. He closes the door behind him. He drives away. And I go, turn around, and he's already gone down the street. I turn around, go to get in, and I turn, and I can't get in the house. He'd locked the door. I'm like, I'm sitting here on the front doorstep in my PJs of all things. What am I supposed to do? It was like, I couldn't call him because I didn't have my cell phone with me. So I couldn't call him. Now, I went to the neighbour's house, but I'd forgotten my husband's cell phone number, so I couldn't call him anyway, because I didn't have his cell phone number. So I just had to sit and wait for him to come home. I said to him, what were you thinking? I said as you walked out the door, don't lock the door. Because he's got the habit of, he turns the little thingy on the door handle as he walks out. And he'd already done that. Didn't check to make sure that he'd undone it. It was so funny. Oh man, you did it to be me. To tease him. Oh, that is so funny, Faye. Now we live, it's not a main street, but it's a busy street. So my husband wouldn't walk out in his underwear. He wouldn't step out in his underwear. So I couldn't get my own back on him. Yes, thank you, Faye. Luckily, it was decent weather. It wasn't too hot, and it wasn't too cold. You know, it was an okay day. Thank goodness for that. You know, it was like, man, and thankfully there were no mosquitoes. The mosquitoes weren't around too badly, neither. It's like, man. So I was pretty blessed when that happened. So we're going to recap because, for Marie and Faye, this time of the year, be careful. There's all kinds of flu out there that is really nasty. It's virulent. It's killing a lot of people. Carry hand sanitizer. Think about that whatever you touch, somebody else has touched. Do not bring your hands to your face without first using hand sanitizer. And in fact, try and keep your hands away from your face when you're out. Because if somebody's coughed in their hands and they have this flu, they touch something else, you touch it after them, the virus is transferred. So keep your hands away from your face when you're out. If you have to touch anything that you're going to put in your mouth or touch your face with, use hand sanitizer first. Come on. She says, I'm done. I'm done. I always carry a small bottle of hand sanitizer around. If you're immune compromised, medical mask. Even if you're not immune compromised, I would say medical mask is your best friend this time of the year. Wear it whenever you're out, and especially if you're going to a doctor's office, because you never know what you're going to come across. Okay. And those are two things that I've implemented over the past few years that's really helped me to turn the corner. And get your vaccinations. I know a lot of people are against vaccinations. I never thought they were worth getting. But since I've been getting them, I don't get pneumonia as much. I know in the UK they don't have pneumonia injections, but over here they do have pneumonia injections. So get both your flu and your pneumonia injections. It's just not worth not doing it. Good girl, Marie. Yes, I get mine. You know, I'm thankful that my pulmonologist is on top of it all the time. You locked yourself out in winter once? Oh, Faye. Oh, I could not imagine. Oh, I could not imagine. Oh. Trust you, old mucker, to come up with the alternative way, natural gas to stay warm. They've closed some schools. Oh my gosh, Faye. You've been avoiding going to the dentist because of the flu going around. Yeah, I don't blame you, Faye. Because that's one of the hardest places is the dentist. Because you actually have to have your mouth open. And I mean, what do you mean? And you know, for all that they, old mucker will sort your teeth out for free. You'll never have another problem with that tooth again, that's for sure. Okay, you've had your pneumonia injection. Okay, good. And you still, yes. Good girl. That's a good girl. She takes CBD for her seizures. Faye, that's because there are several types of pneumonia. There's bacterial pneumonia, there's viral pneumonia, and the pneumonia injections only cover the types of pneumonia that can kill you. Is the way that my pulmonologist put it. So they only cover certain types of pneumonia. Again, but they're working on changing that.
Everybody needs to be fed?
Yes, please, honey. Yes, Marie. Anyone with immune, a compromised immune system or lung problems really has to be careful. Yeah. Yep, there's several types of pneumonia. Oh, she's a good girl. Doctor said you had walking pneumonia. Yeah, that's one that can really creep up on you. And it's really difficult to deal with. All right, Marie, honey. Well, we'll be closing down here shortly. So I hope you can stop in tomorrow morning. All right, old mucker. Well, I'm gonna call it a day for now, and I'm going to say have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Marie. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, sanitize your hands. Keep them away from your face. Wear a medical mask. And do your stretches. You can do those anytime during the day, anywhere you are. And have a wonderful day. I love you. Remember, one step at a time, one breath at a time. I can do this. Bye-bye. I love you all. Thank you. You say bye-bye now? No, she says I'm off to a snuggle. Bye. Yes, and also take your vitamins. Thank you, Vay.